Welcome back, fellow fan of the channel, and welcome to Burley. I know you're probably going to be all getting a bit tired of Burley because I was only here on the previous ride, and probably spent quite a lot of time in Burley. So yeah, so apologies for that. But anyway, I'm in Burley, so you get a nice slow look at this. I'm going around in first gear because a bit of traffic and what have you. So, where are we riding today? Well, the title of this video will tell you that we're going from Burley to Lyndhurst. So we're staying within the forest. I've chosen a weekday to do this ride because Lyndhurst, you've got a one-way system in Lyndhurst, and I've left it a little bit late today, and I'll explain why later in the jargon jibber jabber. So anyway, I've left a little bit late, and there could be an issue with that one-way system in Lyndhurst. I've been there before the weekend on this bike actually, a couple of years ago, and yeah, it just wasn't any good really, because what happened is I just ripped it on down past all the traffic, because it's like goes into two lanes and one's off towards Southampton and one goes around the one way, but yeah, so it was they were just all snarled up, and there is a set of lights there actually, so again I don't want to get stuck at the bloody lights, but it's possible it's going to happen, and like I say, there'll be nothing I can do about it if I do. Can't really time it to perfection. But yeah, so that's where we're going, and just because it's a nice destination really, but I won't stop today. I'll be passing on by, and I will keep myself running. Now, the other reason I picked this route is because the road that I'm going to get onto shortly is a fast road within the forest. It's a fast main road, and I was hoping to really rip it down there, but I've kind of realised that I might not have the fuel to do that, so I'm probably going to be taking it pretty steady today, which is not what I wanted. I wanted to, as on my last ride, I got a little bit of fun. Only in a couple of moments, but I had a couple of moments where I ripped her open, and yeah, I was aiming to continue that today. However, like I say, it's chances are I don't have enough fuel in the tank, and the problem is I don't want to stop at a fuel station because, like I said, I've got to bump start this thing to get it going again, and you know, obviously equally I don't want to run out of fuel, but I don't know quite what the answer is, because now the thing's running, I can't, well, I suppose I could stop on a bit of a hill like here, and then I could check the fuel level and then off I go. But I didn't have a full tank when I did the ride yesterday, and so I didn't have a full tank, and obviously I've used a certain amount of fuel doing that ride, so yes, it could be a problem. And yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, I was saying I'll get round to explaining why I've left a little bit late today, and it's because I was chatting to someone, and that also means I forgot to put the fuel in this bike. Like I say, I normally fill up with a jerry can at home because I want to avoid the petrol station situation. So anyway, yeah, I was chatting away to someone who was interested in the bike whilst I was prepping it for this ride. And yeah, we were just chatting around about bikes, and he's got a few bikes, and that's why, like I say, I've left a little bit later than intended. I'm probably roughly an hour later than I would originally like to have left. We weren't chatting for an hour, I'm just saying. So yeah, and then like I say, that led to me getting the fuel. So we're going to see what happens today. You may well witness me running out of fuel on the KTT on a nice little ride where I'm just doing 60 mile an hour because, like I say, it's a nice bit of road this. 60 is actually surprisingly fast for a bike of this makeup. You've got girder forks, rigid rear end, not very good braking. So yeah, so actually, to be perfectly honest, 60 is probably where you're at. Like I say, it will go more, I have done more, but no. So anyway, yeah, this chap is interesting because I would say maybe 2 years ago now, or maybe a bit longer, I can't really remember, I was trying to sell my Velocette MSS because I needed to sell that in part to buy this one, and I did go into the detail of this purchase on my last video about it was the turning dreams into reality. So I was explaining about how, oh hello, there you go, like I say, that is iffy when you hit massive bumps like that in the road and you've got, well, there is a bit of a steering damper on this, but yeah, you haven't got much in the way of suspension, that's for sure. Anyway, back to it. So yeah, so I had to sell this MSS to put towards the money for this bad boy. And his son was interested in my MSS, and that's why, like I say, I think perhaps he stopped to have a bit of a chat about this bike, because I think he wasn't sure if this was the MSS or whether this was something different. Because it's, like I say, it's obviously for his son that was interested in the old bike. And the old MSS was, I think, 38. I can't really remember now. So it was newer than this bike, but it was still girder forks and it was still rigid rear end. It still had not, amazing brakes, but it was a 500cc. So yeah, slightly different than what I'm on today. But yeah, I did manage to sell that. That was handy. But his son is still on the lookout for a Velocette. So shame I haven't got one to sell him really, because this one I won't sell, and the one I'm restoring, the KNS, I won't sell. I don't think it's not valued at what I've spent on it, so I don't really see me selling that, but it would be tempting to sell it because yeah, it's a project, and restoration projects I have slowly come to figure that they may not be for me. Now obviously everyone's different and they might be restoring a bike for different reasons. It could be a family heirloom, they may have paid nothing for the bike. But yeah, my reasoning to perhaps not go down the route of restoration is based on cost, effort, research. It's just so absorbing, total absorption of yourself into it, that I think, like I say, I've probably decided not to go ahead with it. I just want to see what the signpost says for over there, which is handy for me, there's no bloody signpost, but that turning just back there, I've popped out of there in the past onto this main road here. It'd be nice to know where that leads, and then I could perhaps take a shortcut home. And actually thinking about it, let me look at this sign here. Right, so you've got Boulderwood and you've got Rhinefield. So yes, so on my last ride, I crossed, this is the main road, I think it's the A31, that I crossed exactly here. And I went over there to Rhinefield and I came from there, Boulderwood. So yeah, I think on the way back I might be tempted to pop up through there, because I'm a little concerned about the petrol on this bad boy for today. But anyway, back to Matey. Yeah, so we were chatting away and that was very pleasant, and it's nice to have a chat with someone, because he's got an old car amongst some other old motorcycles. So he's what I would call vintage classic enthusiast, which obviously is not, not everyone's cup of tea, is it? And I'm also hoping people watching my videos are not necessarily interested in Velocette or KTTs. If they are, fantastic. But I'm hoping that this can reach a wider audience. I'm hoping that people will engage in my videos and leave comments and stuff. They might be interested. One chap, I think he used to live round here, and he quite likes to see where I ride, just because it's I guess it brings back a bit of nostalgia. So yeah, let's just say that, yeah, like I say, oh, I see more bumps here. Even if you're not, like I say, even if you're not a velo man, don't worry about it. Get involved, enjoy the ride, and thank you for joining me on this ride. Yeah, so that chap, like I say, we were discussing bikes in general, and he's got an old AJS, and that's another one of my potential future purchases. I'd like to buy an AJS 7R, nicknamed the Boy Racer. And if you go to Sammy Miller's Motorcycle Museum, which a lot of my rides will feature Sammy Miller's Motorcycle Museum, as it's a local location of, yeah, bike wonderfulness. If you happen to go there, you'll probably see an AJS 7R. They were raced, and they are cool. The only thing holding me, well, no, not the only thing holding me back is I ain't got the money. But the one thing slightly dissuading me from 7R is the fact it's a 350cc single, which is what I'm on here. But obviously this is 30s, that's 50s, and it's way more powerful and the rest of it than my bike. So yeah, so it would still be fun, and I think it would still be good. But I've been eyeing up the idea of a 500 single matchless G50 or G45, which G45 I think looks awesome. It's a little bit rarer, I think, than the G50. I think, I'm not actually sure. I don't see them very often though. But it's a twin, whereas the G50 is a single. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't really decided out of those two. But the G50 is more money, and 7R is beyond my price range anyway. So sadly, I'm probably not going to have either. So anyway, we're entering Lyndhurst now, and hopefully I'll be going nice and slowly, so hopefully you'll get a peruse of Lyndhurst. And it's been a short ride so far, so I may, on the way back out of Lyndhurst, I may keep the recording going a little bit longer. I haven't decided if I will continue to talk. But yeah, look, see, look, here we go. So now we're entering the traffic element, which is what I was trying to avoid previously, but I will do a bit of sneaky on the outside here, just like, you know, it's fair enough if you're on a vintage veteran bike, I think. I think I can get away with it just about. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to see a bit of Lyndhurst. Like I say, I'll probably be going quite slow through here. And it's a lovely place, and I was wanting to actually show you the Ferrari garage. Oh, come on mate, let me get through this green light. Ah yes, that's it. That's a happy days moment for me. Yeah, so anyway, there's a Ferrari garage down here. I was going to show you, but the only problem is I'd have to stop. I don't want to do that. So you might see it. It's in front of me. There's a building that's got a little clock tower on the top, and it's got sort of like white, sort of grey thing. I'm going to turn right here. It says Meridian Modena or something like that. Anyway, yeah, I'd have liked to show you the Ferrari garage a bit better, but sadly it's not going to happen because, like I say, I can't stop. So anyway, when I pop out of this one-way system, I'll be heading back in the direction I came from, and I was actually going to show you also Ringwood Town Centre. There's a nice church there, and if I'd have ridden down through that, it's a narrower road than Lyndhurst High Street, and the buildings high-rise, they're like, I don't know if they're whatever, but they're reasonably high buildings, and it's like I say, it's narrow. And oh mate, yeah, you'd be able to hear this exhaust right down there. So yeah, that would have been nice, but I won't get around to it today because, like I say, this ride I'm trying to create a shorter ride than the previous ride, which was 40 minutes long, because I think most people can't handle it. I think they're really, attention span's 10 minutes, and you know, I know a lot of my rides are about an hour long, and I do manage to find something to talk about for that duration somehow. Listen to that exhaust. Like I say, that's me giving her a bit of an open throttle there. Like, it's nice, you know, the people in front can hear me coming. That's the advantage, isn't it? Loud bikes. And yeah, what I'm going to do, like I say, I'm going to stop talking. The minute we pop out of this one-way system and we get back onto that A31, I'll stop talking, okay? And then I'll just stop the video at whatever, you know, when I'm re-watching the video, I'll make a decision as to where to cut the video. Maybe it'll be based on time, duration. Like I said, I'm trying to create a bit of a shorter ride today. But as I've said, I'm going to stop me yakking here. I better do that, not. But yeah, you know. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you got something out of this, whether it be the KTT rider experience, which is one element of experience, I can say that, not nothing, or whether it's the location. Possibly it gives you an idea of a route for a ride, because if you've got an Italian sports bike, definitely head down to that Ferrari dealership. They might sell Maserati in there as well, I'm not entirely sure, but they definitely have Ferraris, and it's nice to park your nice red Ducati outside of it, which I wish I'd done with my 916 that I'm trying to sell, but unfortunately it's not on the road, so I can't do that. But yeah, it's very nice to get some pictures of your bike outside that dealership, and it's a lovely little part of the New Forest. And as I've said probably to me 2 times already, I'm going to stop talking now, as unfortunately I haven't done, but you're going to be seeing the same road back unless I take that turning. Like I say, I would like to take that turning either for what was it now, Boulder, I think it was Boulder, or I can't remember now. Anyway, the ornamental drive one, which I went on yesterday, or I might take the slip roady spin off road down here. I'm just not quite sure where it's going to bring me out, so yeah, I might take this one though, just because you guys have already seen, you've already seen on the previous ride the route. If I turn off that bit where it says Rhinefield, and like I say, I can't remember if it was Boulder or not quite what that other place was, but it was, you know, anyway, it was where I rode yesterday, so I might well take the slip, sort of full slip road thing up here on the right when we come to it, it's not far off, and see where I pop out, and I think hopefully it will bring me back towards Burley. That's the idea, because the start of the ride is Burley. And yeah, so like I've said already, thanks for watching. Comments wise, obviously I'd like you guys to be engaged in all of my videos, and I haven't had a proper topic today to discuss, so comments wise, anything you like. But what would be nice to know or hear about, that's a nice old car there, what would be nice to hear about is what bikes you might have. That's always quite interesting. Oh, I reckon I've missed that turn-in that I was on about, so I'm actually going to stop just here and go back exactly where I came yesterday, which, sorry about that guys, if you are going to, fuck me, I've nearly shot at the junction there. If you are going to watch it, yeah, if you are going to carry on watching this, sorry guys, it's just me going back up the road that came down yesterday, but at least I'm going up the hill rather than down. Anyway, cheerio guys, and yeah, as always, thank you. Let's keep riding. Fucking hell, mate. Fucking hell. Fucking move over, you pricks. They're fucking bikers as well. Right on the wrong side of the road. Fucking cops. Oh well, never mind. Right, I got a bit of a steep bit here, so let's bang her in a second.